What up, Yogi Clan? I am here tonight with the Vulcan. And welcome back to Yogi Cycle Service. We are getting ready to dive into the Vulcan. I hope it's not too noisy. I got a big fan today running. Check this out. So look at that bad boy. Isn't that sweet? So tonight we're going to be starting to dig in on the Vulcan. I was going to take the gas tank off, but instead of doing that, I think I'm going to take the crash bars off, take the floorboards off, take the seat off, and to start taking pretty much everything I can off of here, with the exception of the gas tank. So I'm sorry if it's a little windy. I may have to put on my microphone with a windsock to try to keep the noise down, because it is way too bloody hot in North Carolina. I know that's a British term, but it is way too hot in North Carolina to try to do this without a fan going. So even at 8 o'clock now? 8 o'clock at night, it is still really hot. It was 90 something today. So we're gonna go ahead and just get these crash bars off, get the floorboards off, and pretty much get everything we can to get to the point where we take the tank off and start draining some fluids. And I don't have my computer out here with the manual, so we'll do that another day. And there are probably about six Ukrainian Latvian host kids running around the house now, so there may be a little bit of an editing challenge to go along with this. So I'm sorry if you got a lot of wind noise. Hopefully this windsock will help. Running the microphone this way, it's gonna look a little like I got a carnation on my shirt, but hey, whatever. Ask me if I care. Answer is no. So we're gonna run the carnation windsock, and I'm gonna turn on some tunes. So I hope YouTube doesn't get angry with me. We're gonna rock some tunes while we do this. Be right back. You watch the intro while I get the speaker plugged in. Alright, so we're going to jam some Christian rock, so hopefully YouTube won't get upset with that. But who knows? Let's start with, let's take this crash bar off first. What do you say? And why do we need to pull the crash bar? Because if we're going to pull the floorboards off, this crash bar's got to go. Down here next. Apparently there are some parts on here that are not metric. Huh. What I thought. Light that bad boy up. Alright, perfect. Alright, standard. Back to the standard thing. 9/16. Who would have thought? Kawasaki. Non-metric bolts. Alright, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Gently take that out. There we go. Crash bar is off. I already set a table up over there. Put parts on. So this will be the first part going on that table. Let's see how to get this floorboard off. There's a lot of brake line stuff connected to that. The whole brake assembly here, it looks like you squeeze this, it pushes on a piston, which will hold the brake fluid here in the reservoir, and then it pushes back to the brakes. So we need to detach. I kind of want to keep this all in one piece for right now until I figure it out a little bit more. All I can do is just maybe loosen it and take it off and then lay it here on the floor out of the way. That's the plan for the moment. And also, since I'm not familiar with this bike, I want to put all bolts back in the holes. Okay, so that's a cover. Put that bolt back in. Yeah, I just think taking this whole floorboard brake assembly off, but not taking it completely off the bike, because then you got to drain brake fluid and all that other garbage. I just don't think I want to do that. So you can see eventually this frame right here is going to have to come apart. So it comes apart there, and it comes apart back down here. There are 2 bolts that hold it here and 2 bolts that hold it here, and you can take the whole bottom of the frame off. So we're going to have to figure out how to support that engine while we take the frame off. Oops, wrong one. So yeah, we just want to keep all these bolts in their place, if at all possible. So you can see now, reservoir right here is free. Alright, so that's free. So this should be able to now come off of here. And putting the bolts back in the frame and then taking the whole frame apart kind of makes the most sense to me, instead of putting bolts in a bag. That is now loose, but there is his brake light covered by a boot here, attached to a spring. What I can do, if I can disconnect that, the clip looks kind of welded on there. So there's a little clip right like this. There's a little spring that goes through here. You press on that brake pedal, it pulls that down, which then sends the light, tells the system to light up the brake. So we can get this spring disengaged from there. This should pull out. So that's what we're going to try to do now. Get that spring off of there, then we can pull this off and disconnect this, and we can just lay that down over here. Okay. All right, clip is off. And there we go. All right, so that is out. I can pull that up, get it out of the way. Take this floorboard. There's our radiator hose. We're gonna have to get that off. Have to get the air cleaner off. Let's go ahead and take this air cleaner off next. Air cleaner is 10 millimeter. Alright, so that's where the radiator goes in. You have to drain that fluid. Might possibly take off the radiator. We'll know a lot more once we take off this gas tank. But I also know we're going to have to take this exhaust off. Let's tackle that next. And probably it would be good if I had the manual out. Then it wouldn't be as much fun, right? Let's try half, see what that does. A little too big. Try 13. That's too big. 12? 12 it is. Hang on there. Take the 2 outside bolts. Close that. Lock it. Lift it. There we go. So let's do the same to this side. And 10 millimeter on the air cleaner. Oh. Wow. Like squirrels lived in there or something. Let's go for this floorboard assembly next. Take off the shifters next. Alright, similar design as Harley. Lines, the little indentation, same design as Harley pretty much. Interesting.
I almost died.
You almost died?
Yeah, it's all that girls need to talk to me about one thing that I don't want to talk
What's that?
about love or something like that. And I hate that. They all want to talk to me, but I don't want.
Can you hold that for me?
Yes.
so it doesn't fall. Just make sure you hold it up. Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. You're doing good.
Oh my gosh.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. That's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Tough being a teenage boy, isn't it? Girls just want to talk about love. All right. Yeah, there are no bolts in it. That was easy. Oh no, he's not missing his bolts. They're broken off. Should probably dig that out and fix that. How about this side? Nope, it's just missing in this side. We'll get him 2 new bolts, put 2 new bolts in there. So this is probably what holds the tank down. A ton of wiring in here. Look at that spaghetti mess. I have a feeling it's for all his LED lights. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, let's loosen up this tank and see what we get. Let's take this bolt out and see what happens. Alright, there's got to be something up here holding it on. Probably have to take the dash off. Okay, 1 harness there. Speedo, and then 1 bolt. Wire harness to take apart. There we go. 12 again. So if that's off, need to disconnect the fuel line. So the fuel tank was that easy. Just take off the dash, take off the speedo, pull a bolt in the back, pull a bolt in the top, disconnect the gas line from petcock, and that's it. Tank is pulled. Easy enough. This looks like an overflow hose. I don't know where that was connected, or that for that matter. But I reckon we'll figure it out when we put it back together. So I think we're gonna call it quits for the night, Yogi Clan. We got 1 hour and 20 into this. And it's 9:30, and I gotta get up at 4:30 and go to the gym tomorrow. I think it's shower time. So, I thank you for joining us as we started to get this bike torn apart. Hope you enjoyed it and hanging out with me in the garage. And we are closer. We're gonna have to disconnect the shaft drive, take the radiator apart, take the frame apart. The frame does not come apart on this side here. Does not incidentally come apart on this side here, only the other side. So the engine has to go out that direction. And here's one of the motor mounts here. The second one back to the frame back here. I'm sure there's some on the other side, probably 2 on the other side as well. Yeah, there's one over there. We're getting there. We should have this motor out of this bike probably about another hour. So that was a good night tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures and post them up to Instagram. And stay tuned for the next episode. As we get this engine out, and then we'll finish up probably next episode. We'll be taking the engine the rest of the way out. And then we'll start with tearing apart the engine. By that point in time, probably for this very next episode, I'm gonna have, it's not a Chilton's book, it's actually the Kawasaki book, but it's the manual. It's the manual. Service manual, I guess, there you go. That's a good term for it. So we'll have the computer set up, the workstation over there, get this engine out and put it up on the table. How it differs from a Harley is this is all one. The primary, the transmission, the engine is all one unit. When you put oil in it, it's 1 hole, not 3 that you put in. Like the Harley, you got a primary, the transmission, and then the engine. This is all one unit. So when we take this apart, literally we're gonna be taking it all apart. Because we're gonna have to split the cases to get this oil pump gear out of there and get a new one in. So it's gonna be a lot of work once we start taking the engine apart, but we're looking forward to it. So Catch you on the next video. Remember to subscribe. I'm not going to be doing just dedicated Vulcan videos. We're going to be throwing some other stuff in there too. I got the bushings for my handlebars on the Miss Piggy that I want to do. I got a Dyna coming down hopefully another week or two for some service. Potential tire changes coming, so stay tuned. There's going to be more good stuff than just Vulcan. So if you're not interested in this Vulcan project, don't watch it. If you want to hang out while I'm wrenching in the garage, come hang with me. If not, or if Vulcan is something that fits you, go ahead, watch this, and I hope you enjoy it. So don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. All right, Yogi Clan. Peace.